Hello, welcome to a new video. I'm Charlene, also known as Wonky Willems. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. I am so glad you're here. I got a new microphone, as you can see, so hopefully sound quality will be way improved going forward in videos. So I'm very excited to see that change. And I was thinking we should start a new series today about coming up with new ideas when you just don't have any. I know that is a common problem I have. And there are a few drawing slash art challenges happening currently in February or coming up. And I know a big thing with art challenges is actually coming up with ideas of what you're going to do. So I think this is a great time to start this series. So grab some supplies you want to use, definitely grab some paper and something to write with. And I will meet you at my art desk and we will start generating tons and tons of ideas to refer back to. Okay, so I did grab my sketchbook, just a random pen bag that I keep in my purse with me all the time with just the most random supplies in there. Also, some colored pencils, a pencil sharpener. These aren't things that you absolutely need, but these are things that I reach for when I am brainstorming new ideas. So, if you have a sketchbook, that's great. Grab that. We can start making ideas in there. Otherwise, you can do this on a scrap piece of paper, post-its, anything you have, junk mail. You can use that as your space to generate ideas. So I did go ahead and mark some pages in my sketchbook here that still need to be filled up. I am so close to finishing this sketchbook and I am so excited because the second half of this, I just went wild and let loose, and it is so fun and freeing, and I'm so excited to do a sketchbook tour when it is over. I am tracking how many pages are left. There are 12 and a half pages left. So this little brainstorming session is going to help me fill up a few of those pages that I need to do. So I think I'm going to present 3 to 4 ideas of how I come up with new ideas per video in this session. So number one way to come up with new ideas. This is not anything new. You've probably done this in school before. It is a mind map. So grab a pen. I am just going to get this food ball 1.5. This one tends to bleed through onto the other side, but I think I just have some swatches here, so I don't really care if it bleeds through. So pick a subject, any subject that you want to generate ideas about. I'm just going to pick something simple, and let's say cats. We'll start with cats. Okay, that is our main idea. So this can start going on tangents. You kind of just let loose, and anything that comes to your mind, write it down. Cats. They like catnip. Yarn. Sleeping. Grumpy. I don't know if you guys have cats, but I have cats. And one of them is very grumpy. But then the other one is very sweet and full of love. They love food and treats. They don't like dogs. Well, one of my cats likes the dogs. The other one, not so much. Let's see. Looking out the window. I'm just going to keep going until I fill this small space, and then we will move on from there. So looking out the window. What else? Playing. Fish. trying to escape to the outside. My cats love in the summer to try to sneak out the back door when I bring the groceries in. Every now and again, they get out there and I have to run like crazy to try to catch them. I get so scared every time. Both of our cats we adopted from the Humane Society, so I'm assuming both of them somehow slipped out of the house at some point and ended up at the Humane Society, and I do not want that ever to happen. I cannot imagine living without them. Let's see. They like to mess with things. Like, they like to mess things up. Like, they come here on my art desk and they'll play with my pencils or on shelves and knickknacks. So they're mischievous. Oh my gosh, how do we spell that? Mischievous. Maybe that's right. That's okay if it's not. And then one more. Cats. It's coming to mind. And it does get hard the longer you go. It's also harder trying to do it while I'm talking. It's more of a very like stream of conscious activity, and you kind of just continue to write and write until you come up with ideas. Oh, I just want one more. My one cat, she loves water. Okay. So now that I have made my mind map, what I would do is I would revisit each idea. So, for example, cats and fish. So I could now explore that as an idea, and I could do an illustration of a cat swimming with fish. I could do an illustration of a cat dreaming of fish. I could do an illustration of a cat eating fish. Same with sleeping, cat sleeping. I could show an illustration of different places that the cat is sleeping, or different positions that the cat is sleeping, or cats and food. You could show the cat eating different kinds of food. You could show the cat at a buffet restaurant with all of their favorite foods. So this is how I like to play a lot with getting new ideas. And just by starting with our main thing of cats, I have now, in the matter of minutes, just come up with a handful of illustrations that I could now sketch out and see if that's something I want to explore further. Moving on to idea 2, to generate ideas, I did grab my favorite glue stick and a pair of scissors. And what I like to do is go through any junk mail flyers, magazines, and even children's books that I find at the thrift store for super cheap. And I did go ahead and grab a pile here of junk mail, magazines, and there may or may not be a couple pages of some children's books in here. And what I like to do is I will just flip through these magazine pages. I will also say that my absolute favorite magazine each year that I get in the mail is the Amazon Christmas catalog. There are so many inspiring things for the illustrations that I like to do that come from just like toy catalogs. So this is definitely one. Like, I will even keep and look through brochures like this little dog. He is so cute. So I just go through and I start cutting out things that spark joy, spark inspiration. We will cut him out. I kind of like this cat with this box. I swear I didn't plan for this video to be completely cat themed, but I like this box, how he's climbing out. I will even keep home catalogs to look at for maybe a different style of lamp to put in a background, or a roomscape to use in a background. And if it's something that I like, I will cut it out, put it in my You give me inspiration pile. Let's go through a few of these random pages and see what I can find. This is very beautiful. I like all the colors. This is from a piece of mail. As you can see, I've already started cutting out some bits and bobs here. I want to try to find maybe a couple more with you, and then I will show you what I do with them. Oh, look, more cats. What do you know? This is kind of a cool yoga pose. Seems a little hard to draw at the moment. And I like to get my magazines from the thrift store. They sell them for like 10 cents a piece. This one's really cute. This little boy with the dinosaur. I like that one. So then, since I get them so cheap, or sometimes I get them for free from the library, I don't feel so bad cutting them up and throwing them away, the pieces that I don't like. Now, if I spent a gazillion dollars on a magazine, I would be less inclined to cut it up and kind of, quote unquote, destroy it. Okay, I want to find one more. Kind of like this little Mini Cooper. Are there any more? Look, more cats. Oh my gosh. Got cats on the brain, you guys. Okay, I think that's enough. You get the idea that I go through magazines. And if I don't have time, I will just put them in these little wallets. I do have some here that I already have in the wallet that I really like. And then once I have my pieces, I will fussy cut them out. And I think you get the idea of how to fussy cut. So we will move on to a few pieces that are already fussy cutted. And I keep these composition notebooks with other, it's almost like a glue book, but it's full of ideas. So I have one that is for like larger pieces, and then I also have one that is for smaller pieces, and I kind of have them themed by page. So let's see if we can get a couple of these glued in. So this little car, I know that I have a little car page, this little lemon car. So this is my cat page, even though I like this little car. That is so cute. I thought I had one with a leaf, like an electric car. It's probably in the back more. And I will just go through these, and similarly with what we did with the mind map, I will just start generating ideas off of whatever I found in the magazine. So for example, this one that is a lemon that looks like a car, I could start drawing different cars, like made of different items, like different fruits, different vegetables, cars that look like animals, to kind of add into my illustration to make it different. And the cool thing is I'm not, really exactly copying the magazine. It's just sparking an idea of a rabbit hole that I can go down to see what kind of art I can make just from that idea. So I think you get the gist of what I do with the magazines. I'm going to clean up, and then we will go over our third way to come up with ideas when you don't have any. For our third way to come up with ideas when you don't have any is a little more challenging, And what I will do is I will pick two subjects. So just to kind of go with the cat theme, I'm going to stick with cats, and then I'm going to pick another subject. And I think let's go with home or house. And what I do is I grab my paper and I will draw little boxes in my sketchbook. So this color looks great. And you can, before you start, think of a set number of ideas you want to generate. So I'm just going to make little boxes. I don't know how many of these we will do together on camera, because I will warn you, this exercise is awesome to really push yourself to come up with ideas when you don't have any. But this is kind of a hard exercise the more you do it. So the higher the number of ideas you want to generate from whatever subject matter that you chose, the harder it gets, which I kind of like that challenge. And I feel like, in the beginning, they're really easy and they're okay ideas, but I feel like the more you push yourself to kind of come up with ideas, the better ideas come up at the end, when you feel like, oh my gosh, I cannot come up with any more ideas about whatever it is you choose. In this case, it's going to be cats and a house. House/home. And just so you can see what I am drawing, I have stuff on the other side, so I don't want to use a pen that's going to bleed through. So I'm going to use this liner here. So the first thing coming to mind is a cat inside of a house. So let's draw a cat. And since you're just generating ideas, these can just be little small thumbnail sketches. They don't have to be masterpieces. And I'm going very literal with what I'm wanting to come up with. So here is my cat inside the house. We could do a cat on top of a house. And also remember to play with scale. So like I could have drew a very small cat on top of this house, but I chose to draw a gigantic cat on the top of this house. Maybe it's got a little door here, some windows. Maybe I want to do like a cat house. And the cat is inside here. Or maybe I want to do a house that has cats. That is a very wonky house. Maybe I'm gonna do a house that has cats painted on it. That might be a cool house to see. These are not the best cat silhouettes I've ever done in my life, that is for sure. But that would be kind of cute, like to really draw this out and then have all the different cats be different colors, different spots. So I think you get the idea that you just choose. You can even add more subject matter. I like to stick with 2 or 3 and kind of really push them as far as I can. I'm going to finish these off of camera, but those are the 3 ideas to create ideas when you don't have them. So we went over mind mapping using magazines or mail. I forgot to mention you could also use Pinterest if you don't have access to magazines, or you can even just do like a Google search and look for images for whatever it is that you Googled if you don't have access to, things that you can cut up and things like that. And lastly, number three, repetitive themes. So, repetitively just going through an X number of a set out subject matter and seeing what comes to mind. I hope you enjoyed this video of ways to come up with ideas, and I will see you guys next week with part 2 with more ways to come up with ideas. So until next time, I hope you have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful day. Goodbye.